We're just waiting to see if YouTube goes live. YouTube, we are live! Ah, we're here! Can you guys on Twitch just go check real quick if YouTube is working, please? We should be good, though. This is such a weird way to do it, but you have to do it this way. It's trash! I know. Unfortunately, this is the capture card, by the way. Good? Is that good? Smaller? What am I doing? Hang on, hang on. Ah, capture card, okay. Good. Lovely. Are we good? I think we're good, folks. All right, so let us play. The YouTube link is below stream. Ham Pancakes, I see you, sir, on YouTube. So we just started, and we are now... I have to... Wait, do I eat the 3 chords? Okay, first of all, let's talk about what we have done over the course of this game. We have successfully done the Chalice Dungeons. We did the final boss of the Chalice Dungeon, and we did all the base game content until the end game. So do I eat... The umbilical cords. 1/3 of the umbilical cord. I eat these. Okay, let's read them again. So apparently these umbilical cords have something to do with, like, the end game. No fucking clue. 1/3 of umbilical cord. A great relic, also known as the cord of the eye. Every infant great one has this precursor to the umbilical cord. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The 3rd umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. Precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. Used to gain insight, and so they say, eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails. Well, bottoms up, some lovely European food. Can't wait. Yummy! There's one. Second one. A great relic. Okay, we know that. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The Odon, the formless great one, is no different. To think it was corrupted blood that began this eldritch liaison. Used to gain insight. Corrupted blood. Beware the old blood, right? Is that the saying? You're talking about bringing forth the old ones because of a blood? Because of the corrupted blood? Maybe everyone was dying of this blood disease, and they beckoned forth the old ones to try and cure people and make, like, humanity a thing. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Provost Willem sought the cord in order to elevate his being and thoughts to those of a great one. By lining his brain with eyes, the only choice he knew if man were ever to reach their greatness, or match their greatness. Okay. Well, something to do with man and old ones and blood. Because of this blood, not only was the hunter's dream conceived, but also, I mean, all of this kind of brought upon Yharnam because of this blood. All right, folks, who the fuck knows? Let's go see. So, we are now starting the endgame. We will be watching thorough YouTube content from Vati, from anyone who does Bloodborne content. Let's get it on. What the hell is this even gonna be? Let's do it. Wait, what's up with my health? Oh, you can still hear the baby. Did you hear that baby? That baby is Yharnam. It's the queen, it's the chick whose name was Yharnam, that this town was named after, and she supposedly had a baby that was forcefully pulled out by the Yharnamites, the people of the town, because they sought the power of the Old Ones. That is so fucked up. So she was impregnated, right? All of these, whenever these great ones, these old ones, the fucking eldritch creatures want to give birth, they need a surrogate mother. And Yharnam, the woman of this place, was given that child, one of the eldritch babies. And the citizens of the town pulled the baby out of her, seeking the power of it. Which is pretty fucking ghoulish. That's really ghoulish. The Queen of Yharnam. I mean, her name was Yharnam, so. This game is ghoulish, brove. Oh, it's a little bit ghoulish indeed. So we've done none of this stuff. Jesus, look at that fucking bright. Cause or Cosm? Is that a loop? Is that all that was? Oh. Okay. There's nothing there. Interesting. Good Lord, Hog's gone wild. We don't have to do this. We don't even, okay. You know what's crazy? The Chalice dungeons are so inflated. If you've ever seen those Chalice, if you were here watching last night, every shitty NPC in a Chalice dungeon is worth as much as a pig. You sit there and you kill 10 of them and you have like 100,000 souls. It is so inflated, it's insane. Well, the concept of the dungeons are fun. The way they're handled in this game is not very fun. It's too repetitive. There's nothing really unique about it. You know, you're gonna have a few bosses be special, but outside of that, it's not anything to write home about. You know? That's the sad thing, unfortunately. Like, there are things you need to see. Like, would I advise... You know, if you played Bloodborne for the first time, would I advise saying, like, hey, you should go do them? Absolutely. Play and beat the Chalice dungeons if you've never done them. But I think by the end of it, you may not like it. You may say, oh, that was cool, and I'm glad I did that, but... Yeah, it's a little bit repetitive. For sure. You do get rewards and stuff, though. Nazgul! I got bored. I didn't do them. Wait. Wait, that's the queen! Wait! Wait, she was here the whole time! But she's not pregnant. Wait. Oh, God. I mean, her baby, though. I don't want to kill her, do I? Yeah, they stole her baby. That's why she's crying. So the baby was taken up there by the Yarnamites. I mean, this kind of does make a bit more sense now, right? The baby was crying. She's sitting there, looking up at the tower. Ma'am, I will go get your baby. I know what it means to lose babies. You should play Death Stranding. Oh, is that a shortcut? Ooh, shit. Creepy, eh? What the fuck? Oh, and that's the lift that's right there. Oh, okay, so we're probably gonna have to take that a few times. Okay. Well, let's go see where her baby is. You know, her baby was an old one. They stole the baby, so that means the baby's some sort of eldritch abomination, right? Maybe like half human, half beast. Look at all these Mensis people. All of these folks. So, is that a child? Oh my, even children were subjected to being shown the Great Ones. Those are children. So the whole deal with these cages is I think it was supposed to amplify your connection to the Great Ones, I believe. So they literally, it almost seems like a fucking experiment, is what that reminds me of. Right? Like, why would you ever have this on a child's head? Other than like, hey, how do kids interact with Great Ones? I mean, that's weird. Yeah, something like that, but it's supposed to still be them in tune with the Great Ones, right? Some shit like that? Play her baby's name. I don't know her baby's name. Oh my god, look at this. The fact that we played the Chalice dungeons and then did this makes so much more sense now. The fact that we did the Chalice dungeon and then did this, I mean, this literally makes complete sense. It's weird, but it makes sense. Oh god. Baby, I'm here! Please don't be an eldritch abomination. What the fuck? It's a Guillermo del Toro extra. Hellboy. Murgo's Wet Nurse? What's with the music? Oh, creepy. Murgo's Wet Nurse? Huh? What the fuck? What a weird boss. Shit. It's weird looking, eh? Creepy. The music, too, is so ghoulish. It's like a baby's, like, nursery. So what the hell's the symbolism with this thing? She's supposed to be like a guardian angel, a protector? She's taking care of the baby? Jesus. What is a wet nurse? Was it like an affair? What does that even mean? Oh my god. Oh, wet nurses take care of the newborn. Oh, so this is like some sort of weird guardian angel. Gotcha. Okay, so a wet nurse is... So this is some sort of nightmare-infused abomination that's taking care of the baby. Okay. Makes sense. Weird. I mean, everything here... You know what? This is a nightmare, though. I'm still in the nightmare. So is that creature even real, or is it just kind of like a figment of her imagination? Right? This whole dream state thing is so strange. Yeah, but whenever you talk about eldritch stuff, you always hear about... It is real. Really. Fuck! Whoops. Well, listen. Whoops. But you know what? That is a strange boss. That's a strange-looking boss, eh? That is, like, completely unique. And you've got, like, the creepy music going on, too. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen Mad God, there's a scene in Mad God where something like that kind of shows up. It's really weird. Okay. Lavender Town music. Is that Zelda? Is it Pokemon? I love Mad God. I thought that movie was great. Yeah, Phil Tippett's awesome. There's a creature like that in the movie, though. Without spoiling anything, but... It's the same song as Father G's Music Box. Oh, is that what that is? How many people even heard of... Or rather, heard of, not heard of, but... For the people who've played Bloodborne, did you listen to Father Gascoigne's Music Box? I guess it kind of sounds like that. Did you? I think you probably have clicked most items in this game. If you do play Souls games. You can use it in the boss fight, yeah, from what I've been told. Demonic. I wonder if you can stagger this thing, like... Oh my... This is demonic. Oh, is she staggered? Shit. Ah! Demon. Demon. Margot's wet nurse. Is she dead? It's a debate. It's a debate. She's not even dead. Is it bugged? Oh. What the fuck? Wait, where's the baby? Was that the baby? 1/3 of a... Wait, I got another umbilical cord, even though I had one? I've eaten 3 of them. What if I eat 4 of them? So I killed the protector of the baby. Well, the person who takes care of the baby when they're born. A great relic, also known as a cord of the eye. Every infant great one has this precursor to the umbilical cord. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate, okay? This cord granted Mensis audience with Margot, but resulted in the stillbirth of her brains. Of their brains. Oh my god. Use the insight. Okay, so same thing. So what am I supposed to do with this? Do I eat it? Oh, so I don't need to eat this one. The fact that you eat them is kind of gross, no? Okay. What a weird fucking boss. I mean, that thing was pretty unique. That was creepy looking. So what do we do now? Maybe go see the queen? I mean, is the queen even alive? You okay, man? Oh. Well, we know she's not alive. I mean, this is like... Yeah, she's not alive, but... Wait, so what do we do now? What the fuck? She's at rest. Okay. We helped her pass on. We go back to the hunter's dream? Is that what we do? Wait, wasn't our goal as the hunter to stop the nightmares? To slay the beasts? Is that what we were supposed to be doing? Like, initially, that's what they say, right? A hunter is supposed to hunt, end the nightmare, or something? Nightmare slain instead of prey slain. Ow! Holy shit, Gramps is burning in there. What did he do? Leave the goddamn toaster oven on? Holy fuck! Woman, get some goddamn water! Bitch, get some water!
You have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree.
Gammon. Gammon awaits me.
Very well. Let me stand.
Soon it will all end. I mean, we can't buy anything.
Farewell.
Holy shit. Do not mash. I'm not trying to mash. So, he waits at the great tree. What the fuck even was this the whole time? So we're... Man, we gotta watch a lore video. I mean, this has to do with... This is a dream, right? We are in a dream state. And this is like kind of the lands between. It's the world before you enter reality. You can kind of like shift elsewhere. I don't understand this. I don't understand this in particular. Maybe it's some... you know what? Maybe this is dreamt up by a great one. You know, sometimes you have Lovecraftian horrors kind of dreaming up certain things, and you're inside the dream. That's where you're stuck. Yeah. Maybe this is a fabricated dimension by a great one, as is the nightmare that she was having. We go this way. The Great Tree. Look at this place. Talk about midsummer.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy.
I will show you mercy. Okay,
You
old
will
man.
die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
I don't get... Fucking refuse? What do you mean? You're gonna show me mercy. You refuse. You refuse this. Why? Who the fuck does this guy even think he is? This is some old prune of a man. The entire goddamn game, you see him once, and the other time you see him, he's sleeping. Fuck you. Well, you say he wants to help me, but, like, who the hell is he? Wait, so what do I do then? Submit your life or refuse? He wants to send me out of the hunter's dream. What do I even... I don't even know what that is. Am I supposed to refuse? Well, that's what I would do anyways. Who is this guy?
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh,
He's not
it
crippled.
doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes.
I mean, he's a hunter too, no? That's what he is? That's exactly what this is. Is he an OG hunter?
Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
Gehrman the first... He is the first hunter. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Okay. Have at it, Gramps! Nice fucking scythe, bud. I've got technology. Try using this goddamn cellular phone, you freak. No more landline for you, bud. No more faxing, no more nothing. Jesus. This is the age of techno... Dude, I'm just purpose staggering him. How can he even play? This is just cheating. Really? Wait, can he... my weapon's now at risk. Fuck. Can he execute you? Can he... Oh my god. Can he come over and, like, Oh, shit. Where is this guy? You know, my weapon doesn't even do damage anymore. It literally does nothing. What an inconvenient time. Genuinely. It's not a one-shot, right? Wow. I've only seen that happen maybe once or twice in this game, where you can get staggered and then they can, like, crit you, I think is what it's called. Visceral attack you. Prey slaughtered. Old Hunter badge. So who the fuck was that guy, though? What the fuck is that? Wait, is this thing... Is this thing the Hunter's nightmare? Is that what this is? Or the dream? I was gonna say, that's probably the source of the dream. This thing has been dreaming us up the whole time. Oh my god. Ew. Whenever you have some sort of weird eldritch thing, it's always dreaming of your existence. Ew. Is that another boss back-to-back? The moon presence. Bro, I got no weapon! You beast! You and Germain will die! What did he do to me? Did he enlighten me? Wait, is this what the cords were for? To commune with the moon, I had to become more enlightened? Is that why? And then I'm able to see this thing? That probably makes sense, right? Oh my god, the damage. Or maybe it was used... Fucking Jesus. The cords protected me from it. Wait, so was he under control from that creature? Is that what that was? You know, don't spoil it for me. I'm asking myself these things. I feel like he might have been under control from that, right? Maybe. It seems like a lot of the higher-ups in Yharnam sought power through the Great Ones, and from that, I mean, they probably gave themselves to them at some point, maybe? Again, maybe I'm wrong. We're gonna, yeah, we'll watch some stuff. I mean, that thing is creepy, though. What is it called? The presence of the moon? Is the moon a fucking, like, eldritch being? Is that it? Moon presence. Look at that. What the fuck? Did I even repair my weapon? I have no idea. I mean, this thing is way harder than, Germain. He does more damage. Jesus. I can't even heal, can I? Can I? I think it was... I can't heal. I missed it. He won't let me heal. Oh my god. I'm dead. What? Was easy. Okay then, that was pretty fucking easy. All right. Ew, it's a baby.
Are you cold?
The doll. What's up with the doll, though?
Oh, good hunter.
Wait, so, oh, good hunter. Is that a hunter? Is that me? Is that supposed to be me? Childhood's beginning. Did I turn into an old one? I don't get it. I don't get what the fuck that was. How did I turn into an old one? How? Because I ate the cords, I ascended. Oh. But why would you want that? Wait, that ending kind of blows ass. Is there multiple endings? But what if I don't want to ascend? I don't want to become a fucking slug. That's a shit ending. Really, there's 3 different endings? I mean, that ending wasn't very satisfying, though. We have to watch the multiple endings. Wait, so is that... What would you call that, then? Is that the true ending? Jesus, the music is good as fuck, though. You become a god. Well, it's such a... Let's let this go through. Hang on. The music is fucking banging, though. But that was such an abrupt ending. One sec. PlayStation. I mean, that was... So that's the end of the game. So once you hit that point with the Yharnam, the queen, and the daughter is avenged, right? You slay the thing taking care of her daughter, which then puts her soul at rest. That is the catalyst for the dream to melt away. That's the nightmare ending. Well, no, the narrative of this game is very interesting, but I mean, for the sake of, like, any FromSoft game, you have to do research. You kind of get the gist of what's going on here. I don't think it's that complicated, but I'm not seeing the full picture. Clearly, these people found Great Ones, whatever the fuck they are, and they tried to use them. They tried to harness them for some sort of power, to ascend, to become more, and... But what's the point of the hunter's dream? We gotta see Vati. Go to Vati! Tarnished Archaeology. I think we're gonna do... Yeah, we've seen that guy's channel. We'll probably do Vati first. I don't think Bloodborne is that confusing. Rating. 1 sec. This game has inherent problems. I'm not going to cope. This game has problems. It's not perfect. This game is not perfect. This is not a perfect game. This is not a 10, first of all. This game has this is not a 10 out of 10. This game has a lot of problems. It's not a 10. It can't be a 10. I could never give this game a 10. Let this finish out, and we'll talk about this game quite a bit. Worse than Armored Core? Hell no. Well, I don't understand some aspects of it, but I feel like it's not that complicated. It's not like a super vast fucking Elden Ring lore, where there's a million different players, a million different things going on. Bloodborne seems to be more tight-knit. It seems to be more of a localized struggle. Something that can kind of be boiled down to maybe, like, a couple of things instead of, like, a whole fucking land. I mean, yeah, the lands between is much bigger than Yharnam, obviously, but, you know, I don't think it's that complicated, but we're gonna see. It's not a 10, but it's way better than any other game ever. That is false. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Bloodborne once this is wrapped up, okay? Boys Who Do for 1,000 bits. Thank you, man. Vati BB videos are outdated due to them being made before the DLC. Oh. Story explained by the Brother Code. Okay. Hey, thank you, man, for the bits. I appreciate it, bro. And we can do a spin for you. No, this game is sick as fuck. This is a dope game. If his videos are outdated because of the DLC, we can watch something else. I thought it would be longer. I thought the end of the game would be so much longer. What the fuck was that? That's such an abrupt ending, though, no? Really? I thought I had some sort of Herculean task at the very end of the game. I did roll the last 3 bosses, and we're going to talk about why that's a bad thing. Okay, so let's talk about Bloodborne real quick. Press 1 if you've played most of the FromSoft games. That's your fault, you did the DLC first, but the DLC takes place inside of the game, though. It's canon to a different...
Good.
Oh!
All signed and sealed.
Wait.
Now, let's begin the transfusion.
Is this New Game Plus?
Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Yeah, we're all dreaming inside of some Eldritch Horror's nightmare. Or something. It immediately puts you in New Game Plus. So, let me ask you this. Is the DLC, canonically, meant to be played with the base game? I know it came out after the game was made, but where does, canonically, the DLC fall into? Where does that take place? Do you play it in the base game or after the base game? Well, you say yes, but is it in the base game or after? You play it during the game. You play it after the base game? I don't think it makes sense to play it after the base game because I guess that I'm kind of answering my own question. If it's part of the story and it's canonical, it doesn't make sense to do it afterwards. What's happening? I'm being touched by Oompa Loompas. Brexit Oompa Loompas.
You found yourself a hunter.
The DLC needs to be done right after killing Vicar Amelia, because you get the cutscene with Lawrence before you... Okay, so let's just say this. So I actually think this game is not perfect. Let me ask you guys this. What do you rate Bloodborne? Out of 10, what do you give Bloodborne, in your opinion? All things considered, be level-headed, talk about the gameplay, talk about the story, everything in one package. Everything in one package. That's what we're talking about. You have to be 9.8. I mean, that's a little... I think gameplay included, 10 out of 10, which does not make it flawless. 10 out of 10 is a flawless score, in my opinion. Solid 8. 8.5. It's not even better than AC. What is AC? Armored Core? Fuck off. I'm gonna give this game, before the lore, I'm gonna give this game like a 9.95, to be honest. I actually think this game is slightly overhyped. Not to say that it is not justified, but I think it's slightly overhyped. I'm not saying this game is bad by any means, but I don't think you saying that this game is peak perfection, god tier, all this stuff, and then saying Elden Ring's kind of meh or whatever. I mean, Elden Ring is fucking incredible. This game is incredible. I don't think this game by any means is bad, but it has a lot of problems, and I think those problems stem from like when it was made. It's a great fucking game. This game is not better than Red Dead. Not even... No. Besides Sekiro, this is the best gameplay from any FromSoft game. I like how you transform weapons. I'm gonna give this game like a 9.25. Maybe a 9.25. I don't think I'd give it a 9.5. I don't think I would say it's like Subnautica levels of God tier. Alan Wake 2 levels of God tier, in my opinion. But I think it is among the best FromSoft games, like top 3. I don't know. Do I like this more than Dark Souls? I don't even know. I'll say this. I will say this. This is my favorite narrative of the Souls games. Press 1 if you agree. This is my favorite, and this is the coolest narrative of the Souls games, in my opinion. I will stand on that. I really like the Eldritch. I really like these weird... That's not up for debate. Well, I think a lot of people like the aspect of the aliens, and like the aspect of, like, the bait and switch. This is kind of a slow burn, cool experience where you enter Bloodborne, and you think it's some sort of werewolf game, some monster plague that's, like, ravaging Yharnam. And then as you slowly progress through it, you start seeing more fucked up shit. And then it slowly starts to build up to, like, okay, it's not monsters, it's aliens. I've played Lies of P. Everyone agrees with you. Okay. No, I think this is my favorite narrative of the Souls games. In terms of which game that I think was the best from FromSoft, though, maybe Bloodborne, maybe Dark Souls, maybe Sekiro. I can't tell, man. They're all really good in their own right. Sekiro was god tier, though. Sekiro is incredible. What an incredible game. Like, actually so good. Elden Ring is incredible. I'll say this still. I'll stand on this, but I don't know yet in terms of, like, what do I like the most of any FromSoft game? This is my favorite narrative, period. This takes number 1. It's the coolest concept for a Souls game. Do I like it more than any other Souls game gameplay-wise? Maybe not. I'm not sure. Sekiro's still pretty up there. I really like the variety and themes in ER. ER is their magnum opus. ER is basically the culmination of, like, all of FromSoft's games in one. It's a grand send-off. Well, maybe not a send-off. They're going to keep making them. But, like, it is the Sekiro-ish. It is the Bloodborne-ish. It is kind of Dark Souls. It's very much Dark Souls. You can kind of feel a little bit of each thing in those games put into Elden Ring. I mean, this was a great fucking game. I do think it's slightly overhyped. Just slightly. Maybe not narratively, but, like, everyone was so adamant, like, the Bloodborne's the greatest game ever. Bloodborne's the greatest game ever. Sekiro was amazing. Dark Souls was amazing. Elden Ring, amazing. What are some things that I didn't like about this game? The fact that it's on PlayStation for 30 FPS is CBT. That in itself, I think, was really off-putting initially, and then I got used to it, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. The 30 FPS, I don't think is... You know what? When I rate this game, I give it I will say a 9.259. Before the lore. The lore might make it a 9.5. What we understand of the game, 9 to 9.25. The FPS, the 30 FPS, isn't a problem. It isn't a problem. I think it's fine. If that's the limitations of the console, I can't put that on the game. I can't say the rating goes down because of it. That's how that is. Deal with it. What I didn't like, though, is the farming. The farming is so stupid. Doesn't make sense. Not a fan. It's an old concept. You know, for what this game was, yeah, not my favorite thing. Well, it is a limitation, but, like, it's not something the game inherently chose. It's not like them choosing to make HP potions farmable or bullets expendable, all this stuff. Like, you can't replenish that stuff. Those two things I don't like. I think when you spawn at a bonfire, you should have your replenishable stuff. The Chalice dungeons were sad. Those were just straight sad. I think the fact that you have to beat all of them to see the queen, to understand that ending where she was after her baby that was stolen from the people of Yharnam, it's a rehashed nonsense thing. I think they should have done more with that. I think it was a bit of a miss. Again, I think it was maybe their first foray into, like, the whole dungeon concept, which eventually turned into, like, Elden Ring. I mean, even, did Sekiro have, like, a dungeon system at times? We played that game and beat that game, but I just can't remember. Maybe there's a few dungeons. Maybe it didn't have dungeons? Okay. Places might have looked like dungeons. The Chalice dungeon concept is cool. The problem is they're too rehashed. They're too copy-paste. They aren't unique enough to really warrant wanting to do them. And I guess for the sake of the Chalice dungeons, the whole gist of it is that you are exploring the past of Yharnam. You're seeing what became of these people who were once here, right? And then how Yharnam came to be with the queen and all that shit, whatever. Cool concept. Execution, kind of lame. You're delving into the crypts of the Thumerians. Exactly. The problem is, sometimes it just doesn't feel like you're seeing anything because you've seen the same thing over and over and over again. Cut 40% of Chalice dungeons. Are they good? What do you think? Yeah, less of the Chalice dungeons would be so much better. A more tight-knit idea for Chalice dungeons, more variety, more the feeling of like, hey, this is lore-friendly. Some of the content in the Chalice dungeons, to me, was just kind of cut content. That's really what it reminded me of. That's what people said it was. That I don't like the idea of. You know, I think if they had more time to cook up the ideas and maybe flesh out the Chalice dungeons and say, hey, you know, we can do more aesthetically to flesh out the previous world of Bloodborne. You know? They weren't meant to be spammed, but the issue still stands in that most of it's the same content. It's just copy-pasted. That's the issue. You're right, though. I don't think it's meant to be spammed. And how you go about playing the game, I mean, it's going to vary from person to person. What else didn't I like? You know what I was kind of disappointed with? The look of the eldritch creatures. Call me crazy, but I feel like I was expecting more disturbing things, to be honest. I don't dislike them, but I feel like I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more designs. You know? Ebritas was nasty. That thing was gross. Amygdala was weird. No, they had a few. Something about it. I feel like I was missing something. Orphan of Cause was probably the coolest thing in the game. The DLC ending cooked. So Ludwig was cool. The mushroom aliens. Yeah, I feel like maybe one or two more things. Maybe. The Like, yeah, you know what? When you think of cosmic horror, you think of something you can't comprehend. You know, a giant alien spider with like a meteorite for like a head. Like, that's cool. The Orphan of Cause. Stuff like that. Like, the Orphan was probably some of the most disturbing things in this game. With, like, the placenta. And it sludged out of its dead mother that was laying on a shore in, like, some weird fucking Innsmouth fish city. Right? Too cool and not enough unnerving. I think so. I think I would have liked a little bit more unnerving stuff for the whole eldritch aspect. You know, I still really enjoy aliens, and I still really enjoy the idea of these creatures peering down and watching us as we just exist. And maybe a few more crazy-looking designs would have been nice. The Brain of Mensis. Was that the thing at the bottom of the well? But a lot of, I mean, the designs were great. I just think I wanted to see more. A little bit more. Most of the Eldritch stuff are corruptions of the mundane, people specifically. Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're talking about when you see the creatures from space. I think in this case they were brought up from like the ocean. You're comparing a 2015 game from a 2025 standard? I'm just saying I would like to see more variety. I mean, everyone, for the sake of, like, saying, oh, you know, you can't really defend the Chalice dungeons entirely. Like, yeah, it's a product of its time. If it was their first foray into, like, dungeons, you know, I could still say it wasn't that exciting. It was a copy-paste thing. I'm not really comparing it to anything in particular in, like, 2025. But I think the game is still very good, obviously. Be grateful he's not comparing it to Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is a better game, though. Obviously. And I mean, it's, again, 2015 to 2020, whatever it may be. But, you know, it is cool to see that, like, the FromSoft games have very, very familiar things. Here we go! The FromSoft games have very, very familiar things. And in each title, they introduce a new narrative. They introduce a new visual, Victorian eldritch horror, Japanese folklore, you know, the whole dark fantasy setting of, like, Dark Souls. And you still have that core gameplay. But the set dressing of the game is altered. It's different, right? Bloodborne is its own thing. Sekiro's its own thing. Dark Souls, its own thing. Elden Ring is like the culmination of all those things. And I mean, this game is great, regardless. Regardless of its problems, as every game does have problems, this game is awesome. AC over Red Dead. Okay, now you're just smoking some good stuff. But yeah, you know, the whole potion system, the Chalice dungeons, I would have liked to see a little bit more variety in the creatures. You know, maybe something grotesque. Orphan of Cause, in my opinion, was the best boss in the whole game. Maybe you'll disagree. In your opinion, who is your favorite boss in Bloodborne with the DLC? Who is your favorite boss? Top billing. Ludwig was cool. He was fucking nasty. Ludwig was gross. I think Maria. What? Maria? That bitch? Really? Maria? Really? You got... What the hell? Lorgarius was freaky. Her lore is so cool. Well, I guess we don't know the lore yet, yeah. You didn't even get the connection between the doll and Maria. Well, no shit, because it's my first playthrough, and I never watched any lore videos yet, dickhead. I haven't spent 30 years of my life like you have on YouTube jacking it to Vati Vidya's lore videos. I know nothing about this goddamn game from what I played. So we will know soon enough. Don't worry. Well, we're going to go watch them, though. I did check out the sword, yeah. You sound jealous. Hey, we're going to see, man. No, this game does tell you a bit I mean, if you read the lore, if you do the Chalice dungeon, you know, you get the gist of what's going on. In terms of like the Hunter's Dream and the Hunter's Nightmare, all of them seem to be formed from some like eldritch thing, right? You know, when we played Lunacid, or whenever you hear about any sort of Lovecraftian horror, it has the ability to dream up these places. I kind of had that vibe, I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. So like, was Germain a prisoner of the Old One? Is that what that was? Was he a prisoner of that creature? But why did the creature make him a prisoner? One of them. That's why he wanted to kill you and free you. We gotta watch the lore video. The Nazgul. Peak gaming. There are Nazgul here. I don't understand. You know what? I'll say this. I'm going to give this game like a 9.25. I think it's right around there. The combat was fun. It's still very Dark Souls. It's still very Elden Ring. You know, it has a little bit more in the way of like transformative weapons and, you know, different styles of like, oh, you have one weapon, but you've got two different types of capabilities. The gun is cool, even though the gun doesn't really need to be used. I think it was kind of an okay system. Hi, Mochi. Speaking of Eldritch Horrors, one just showed up. Hi, Eldritch Horror. Hello, it's me. Maybe I'm in Mochi's dream. This is BB. This is BB. Oh, buddy. No, the gun was for parries. Yeah. Well, I have to, well, we can do Bloodborne lore for the rest of the night, to be honest. Which, what time is it right now? 3 p.m.? Should I take my food break and then come back and we just do Bloodborne lore? I think we should. Should I maybe take my dinner break early? If I take my dinner break early, I don't have to leave for the rest of the night and we can just watch stuff. Well, we're going to do one that's longer than an hour, for sure. Because we have, if I leave now or leave soon, I can come back in 1 hour and then we can just watch like long videos. See, this is still my favorite narrative. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and say this game's trash. It's not trash. Every game I play, I enjoy. But the gameplay itself usually has problems. And again, some of these things can be a product of its time, you know, and I think it's not fair, you know, like, oh, you could say, oh, the Chalice dungeons ruined the game. Oh, the healing ruined the game. But knowing that this game was a stepping stone in FromSoft's catalog to kind of create Elden Ring or create Sekiro or anything like that, you know, you can see the influence. You can see the ideas here that would eventually become something great in future games. And I think for the sake of gaming, you have to take those risks sometimes. You got to start somewhere, right? So, you know, Bloodborne, again, I'm glad I played it. This game's fucking awesome. The story is fucking weird. It's creepy. Okay, so when I come back, we'll watch the endings, and we'll watch the lore. Sorry, there was a donation. Everything about Ludwig was beautiful. Even the small details, serrated weapons only dealing damage bonus in the first phase, since he's a beast in only first phase. The theme goes from erratic to well-composed. Well, because he kind of... Does he find himself? Is that what that is? He becomes more of the man he once was. At first, he's some depraved, giant, fucked-up horse beast. And then, you know, he's like, oh, moon sword. He's gooning. Moon sword. And then he's, I guess, relives his past life. Is that his blade? Was the Moonlight Blade Ludwig's? Is that why he gets reminded of, like, his old order, his old life? It's his OG blade. So before I leave, let me ask a question. What is the DLC? The DLC is the Hunter's Nightmare. when hunters die in the dream. Well, let me ask this. Before we the lore is so weird, man. There's 3 separate locations, maybe 4. There is Yarnum, as it is. There's the hunter's dream, the hunter's nightmare, and the queen's nightmare. 4 places, correct? Is that right? And then you could say the Thumerian crypts. So 5. So what's the deal with people dying in the nightmare? Or rather, ending up in the nightmare? Were they once in the dream, and then they died, and then got thrown into the nightmare? Okay, Canehurst as well, but Canehurst is also... Isn't that part of, like, Yarnum? It's just the land. Drunk with blood and hunt. All hunters are cursed to... So what the fuck is the hunt anyways? You know what? My brain hurts. How about this? Save your questions, your words, whatever it may be. When we come back in 1 hour, we will do all of the lore videos, okay? We will, for the rest of the day, only talk about Bloodborne. All right? We'll do a whole day of Bloodborne, okay? So yeah, if you know something and you want to share it, 100%, because I'm curious. All right? So let's go see what the fuck this game's about in 1 hour. All right, folks? I will see you soon. I'm going to give Bloodborne like a 9.25. Probably by the end of the lore. It could be a bit higher. It might be. So yeah, we'll go from there. Folks, let me go collect my thoughts. We can yap more about what this game was, and, you know, we'll talk bosses and all that stuff. And I will be back. So BRB, folks. Oops. 1 sec. Sorry, I gotta close this down. Where is this? There we go. Okay. Dinner break. So what time is it? It's about 3:30, so let's say 4:30. 1 hour. Let me go collect my thoughts on this game. 4:30. Hi, Mochi. What are you doing? You look like an Oompa Loompa. YouTube as well. We are not going anywhere. We are going to watch some content and talk more about Bloodborne on YouTube. All right, so BRB, folks. right, we're here, folks. Let us begin the Bloodborne. So we need to watch some Bloodborne content, okay? Friday. Here we are. So let us consume the Bloodborne. Mochi, what are you doing? Go! All right. Zabinzels, hello, sir. Sec. So, if we want to watch YouTube content, right? Bloodborne. Let's type it in. So, what video should we watch? What should we watch, folks? That's a water bottle mochi. 2CS, what is that? What if we, you know what? We could watch a few Bloodborne videos. Hang on. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to restart the Bloodborne VOD. For YouTube. And make it its own video of us reacting to Bloodborne content. That way, if it gets struck by anything, we just delete the video. Alright? So I will be right back, okay, folks? Be right. YouTube, 1 sec, folks.